Welcome back to Politics Nation. We would all agree that women and men doing the same job should get paid the same wage, right? Wrong. It's the latest chapter in the GOP war on women. Here's a fact. A woman today makes 77 cents for every dollar a man makes. 77 cents. And it's true for practically every single occupation out there. A driver, a manager, a janitor, a salesperson. If you're a woman, you're making less than a man. Same thing if you're a cook, a CEO, a security guard, or a police officer. Men make more. Right now, the only thing protecting women from this discrimination is the Lilly Ledbetter Act, which the president signed within days of taking office. Almost every Republican voted against it. And tomorrow, they're doubling down. The Senate votes on the Paycheck Fairness Act. It would hold companies accountable for pay gaps between men and women, allow more time for women to sue for pay disparity. It stops companies from retaliating against employees who share salary information. And it will offer training to women on how to negotiate a fair salary. The bill's expected to fail, but the president is speaking loud and clear. Here's how he put it today.
Women still earn just 70 cents for every dollar a man earns. Over the course of her career, a woman with a college degree is going to earn hundreds of thousands of dollars less than a man who's doing the same work. So at a time when we're in a make-or-break moment for the middle class, Congress has to step up and do its job.
Equal pay for equal work. Who could possibly be against that? Joining me now is Senator Barbara Boxer, Democrat from California. Senator Boxer, first, thanks for coming on the show tonight.
It's great to be with you.
Now, we were talking about this in the office today. Can you explain this to me? How can anyone be against a bill that would help close the wage gap?
No one should be against equal pay for equal work, but they're going to make up reasons. They'll probably say something like, well, we don't want to have people go to court and sue and all the rest. And the reason they make up these nonsensical excuses is because they are doing the bidding of the wealthiest corporate people like the Koch brothers and those folks. It always gets back to follow the money, Reverend, but they don't follow the money for the middle class. They follow it for the wealthiest among us. So they'll get even wealthier while women, in the course of their lifetime, as the president so eloquently put it, are behind the eight ball. And it's almost $430,000 is that average loss over a lifetime. Imagine that from this disparity.
$430,000 over a lifetime. If you look at closing the gap, it would make nearly $11,000 difference because women are making about $11,000 less than men, which equals 4 months' supply of groceries, 5 months of child care, 3 months rent and utilities, 5 months of health insurance premiums, 4 months student loan payments, 5 tanks of gas. I mean, this is serious things that comes out of your life.
This is serious business for the middle class, for the families of this country, for the working women and for working families that count on 2 incomes and sometimes 1 income from a woman. And it is very serious, you know. And what is $11,000 to a Koch brother or to Mitt Romney in his category? It's not much. But for the average family, it is a lot. You laid out what they can do with that. So it's not only a question of fairness and justice. It's a question of making sure that our families can afford to do the things that they want to do for their kids. And it's a key issue. But, you know, you look at this whole war on women, they always come up with a reason.
Yeah.
Whether it's the birth control issue, the Violence Against Women Act, the Fair Pay Act. And by the way, I want to say to the people up in Wisconsin, Scott Walker repealed the Fair Pay Act for women there. I hope every woman within the sound of my voice up there will say that that's wrong and send a message and vote to recall that governor. And by the way, Mitt Romney called him a hero after he did that. Yeah.
Now, Romney, talking about Romney, this is what he said is the real war on women. And Willis says he's interested in helping women. Here he is on the campaign trail trying to win over the women's vote. Look at this.
The real war on women has been waged by the Obama administration's failure on the economy. The real war on women has been the job losses as a result of the Obama economy. And if we're going to get women back to work and help women with the real issues women care about, good jobs, good wages, a bright future for themselves, for their families, and for their kids, we're going to have to elect a president who understands how the economy works, and I do.
Now, when you look at that and then deal with Romney's campaign on the Ledbetter Act, when his campaign was asked whether he stood on fair play, for fair play, let me show you what he said. What they said.
Yeah, does Governor Romney support the Ledbetter Act?
And we'll get back to you on that.
Yeah, we'll get back to you on that, was what his campaign said. So he talks about fairness, but he doesn't match with policy. And Lilly Ledbetter Act, the only act that really right now is on the books, they'll get back to us on that.
Yeah, I hope the women will get back to him someday, and not vote for him. I have to tell you this. When they attack President Obama on this economy, my heart just races, because we all know when our president took over as president of the United States, we were bleeding jobs at 600, 700,000, 800,000 jobs a month. And he's actually turned it around and created jobs. And he isn't going to get a good night's rest until we are really back and creating jobs at the pace that all of us want to. But if you look at the Republicans, what they're doing here by filibustering, stopping us from taking up the Equal Pay Act, giving us a very hard time on the transportation bill that I'm proud to be the chairman of that conference committee. It's 3 million jobs. It's really difficult. They won't even pass a bipartisan bill there. We're hoping they'll change their tune. But so far, it's been nothing. They stopped the president's jobs bill. So, Reverend, all of this talk about how Mitt Romney's going to help create jobs. Look what he did to those poor people in Bain Capital.
Right.
He stepped on them to make all of his millions. He didn't care if they lost their job, lost their pension, lost their health care. I just hope the women of this country and the men who support us will rally round President Obama and rally round the Democrats in the Senate who are trying to push this Paycheck Fairness bill.
Well, Senator Barbara Boxer is such an important issue, and we're going to be talking more about the transportation bill a little later in the program. But thank you so much for your time and coming on the show tonight.
Sure.
Ahead, hypocrisy alert. Romney loves to hammer President Obama for dumping millions into a failed solar company. But now he's got some explaining to do. And there was a secret plan to destroy the Obama presidency from day one. But how low will they go? We'll talk to a sitting member of Congress with an explosive take and the facts.